Hi, this is Dunnerline, and I am really excited. I've got a couple on and in projects to work on, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Working with my super smelter, and there is something wrong with it. I just have to work on fixing that. So that's just going to be a fun little project. And if you like debugging redstone, this could be one of the fun ones. Put a little improvement on that I've been thinking about doing to make it a little bit easier to do things. There's also a little bit of work that I'm doing on my factory, so just gonna do an upgrade, and I'm gonna see if it was a mistake to put everything in or not. And then finally, I need to get a Piglin Bartering system in. I think that's a small project, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that since it's basically a giant item filter and, stuffing some piglins into a box. Nobody gets hurt. But it's going to be a fun little project, so come with me and let's see what kind of trouble we can get in today. One thing that I kind of noticed here is that I'm just making a giant mess with all of my stuff here. It's time to start making good use of a shulker box. So currently I have some chests running through here. So using a lever, I used to just switch back and forth between just the items I was doing here. But honestly, it's getting to a point where it's just embarrassing. I just need to start putting things together now and just have all of my items. Whoa. This could have been a mistake, but let's see. Yeah. So basically, I've got all this stuff coming in here, so I might as well start storing things into a shulker box, and then I can switch back and forth with the type of stone I'm working with. So the new pattern is going to be adding all of my items through here, and I'll have some chest to store things, and then everything else gets dropped into just like that, into the oh no, there we go. So I'll pick up everything, and then I'm in a pretty good spot. So now it can just line up, and we can take all of the items coming from this chest, and we just fetch that from these particular items. And that one was already used up. But you might as well just use this. And this is a poor man's way of storing items in shulker boxes. But this is how we're going to be traveling around with these things now. Yeah, and now that I've got that put together, I can get things back to normal. Whoops. All right. There we go. That's great. So you can see I left an opening there, and that's probably a big mistake. Just adding resources and watching them getting full is just really cool. But we just got to get this stuff automated. That's just the bottom line here. For right now, it's easy enough to pass things through. And what is happening now is that I've got the pattern down for all of the basic modules. Eventually, I got to get these things auto crafting, and there's some really smart things that Tango did. For example, over here we've got the dispenser, and that uses a bow, and it crafts the bow right away with that. Now, there's other stuff that is being reused all over the place, so it makes sense to have the redstone torch, build that up, and then anything that needs it calls it. So that can work for repeaters and comparators. But there was a lot of different things, like, Tango didn't even store chests because, basically he took a bunch of the planks, built the chests, and then spit that right into the crafter for making a hopper. And he just followed the same thing as he did for the dispenser. Craft a bow, craft that. Currently, I have so much space, I'm not worried about it. So I'm going to build on that with that. But that means that in my general theory here, I need to have at least 30, I'm saying 32 crafters on the system. So I have to expand this out. And that is going to be some work. Also, I've got an overflow issue. Well, that's not the troubleshooting I want to do. But eventually I need to get that done. So the next big project is adding a bunch more crafters, and I have to bite the bullet. I have to multi-craft into that, and I can build from that, where I can do more complex crafting recipes, and that'll be a fun video to do. But then the key thing here is that not everything in this that's being crafted has to have a binary element assigned to it. So what that really means to me is that I can really expand this out even wider than it is. My raw resources is getting, filled up pretty good on this side. I've got everything added up here all the way up to this last one. And then on the other side, I barely touched the surface. So I know I've got things together here, and so I need to take these blocks, convert it into slime balls, and then I want to do a little bit more here where I convert that into some things. So there's a lot of different things there. So today I'm biting the bullet. I have to finish this up and at least add a decompressor in here. And the real trouble is that I did not leave myself any space to do that. Well, that took a heck of a lot more time than I thought it would, but I think I got it all taken care of. So basically, I'm going to take slime blocks, and because of space, I'm fine with going ahead and just having slime balls and have my blocks here. I may change that up later, but hey, lessons learned. So let's see here. I've got a bunch of this stuff. So yeah, let's wire it up, and let's see if I can get this all got set up right. So the bottom line is, whoa, that was a lot harder. That was definitely a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Let's see here. So we have planks, hay. Where's the hay? Blocks, hay. Should have taken note of exactly where that was. See, blocks, hay, slime blocks. All right. So yeah, a lot harder than I thought, and definitely running into a few issues here, but nothing we can't figure out. So I'll go ahead and throw in, let's see, hay, slime. I'm going to do double slime. There we go. All right, so if this is working right, we are going to start getting slime balls created here. Let's see. Look at that. It's adding slime balls from the blocks. That is perfect. All right. It's a little bit slow, so I'll have to do my one trick. Let's see. I got my generic one. Yeah, let me just fill it up. My flying skills are going well here. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Oh, perfect. I'm almost dead. All right. Take my item. Let's see. Did I pick it up? Nope, of course not. The great thing about these, though, you at least have that. Something keeps requesting planks. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I got space. So my last Shulker shell box is here. So perfect. Just make sure Shulker shell. Get this added. Boom. Now I've got more planks. Why do I got planks? I didn't think I left the factory on. All right, let's see here. So ultimately, I want to start with this slime block. Let's see, there's slime, slime. So we want this one. Actually, that's perfect. One of the few times you don't have to think about it. All right, so add this. Goodbye. And then, no, go. And then, yeah, we can do this. All right, add it. For now, I could throw a shulker box up here. And then I can toss these guys in there and not even think about it. Beautiful. All right. Yeah, just do a quick double check. Interesting. All right. That's pretty good. I'm missing something there, which... I saw that light up, right? Yeah, okay. It's not picking it up quite as much, but it is happening, and that's good. Okay. Just gotta be patient. That's funny. It's just not picking it up as it goes through, but it is going through. Okay, good. So, yeah, this is just a day of troubleshooting some things. So, found out that this is why I am getting a bunch of extra blocks and stuff being sent down when I don't really need them. So it's turned off, but it's just doing that. So, yeah, I really, oh, come on. I really like this one resource pack that extends the redstone tweaks, because you can just see on the edge when something is being fired or not. And so with everything turned off, I could tell, but I still have to get up there. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty easy. Just put that guy there, and let's see, take some honey, put it back, follow the pattern, and we have fully operating piece. So that should stop wasting those blocks, even though I don't care as much about bamboo because I've got too much. Okay. All right. So that was minor troubleshooting, and that puts me in a good place to share the world. Now for the more fun thing. I don't know if I've shown this or not, but this is the super smelter that I put together. Now, this was a huge dare by my daughter, saying, I don't think you can do this. So she's like, I dare you to build this super smelter. Now, it's 320 furnaces, and for the most part, this has been working really well for me. But let's see. I could have kept some stuff. All right, let me get some cobblestone, and let me show what the problem is there. Okay, so the thing is that, let's say that I put in here, full stacks. Okay, we're only going to deal with full stacks. So I'm going to put in 5 stacks of cobblestone. So with a super smelter, you can just put in as many items as possible, and you should that was part of the test, right? So you put in all of those items, it sends it all out to each of the furnaces, and then it should spit out all of the items. So we should see those starting to drop through here. So that's great. So I should end up with 5 stacks of stone. Yep, got to give it just a little bit of time because of all the things. All right, drum roll. How many stacks do I got? I went too early. Come on. Give me all the stone. That's 4 stacks of stone. I should have more stacks of stone. You put in 5 stacks, you should get 4 back. So, that could be the worst part. All right, that leaves with 2 problems, 2 possibles here. Either I didn't put in the full stacks, which I probably should just review the film, which, thank you. Or I have a worse problem. All right, let me troubleshoot that, and then we'll get to some more fun things. Because what I really want to do, I just want to drop in a stack of, a chest, break the chest after I fill it, and then everything drops in there. It's not perfect, but that I think would work pretty nicely. And then I can build out the rest of this, because I need to be able to control exactly how much I put in. But yeah, I'm missing a stack. All right, I got worked through all of the furnaces, and it was really self-inflicted. I had some chests in here from my little experiment with an item filter. The minecart didn't drop it off and pick it up fast enough, so that was an oops. And then there was smooth sandstone, a couple different things that shouldn't have been in there, and just clogged up the furnaces. So at this point, I'm ready to test this out. And I also changed up that with a piston. It's actually, it's going to work. It's not what I wanted though. So let's see. All right, so I'm going to work with testing 5 items again and just see how well this works. So you can just see I just dropped this all off here. That just collects out in front. And then the piston does the rest of the work when I step back to admire my work. Here goes. Perfect. So that just took all 5 items, and that just makes it all work up there. And yeah, check it out. I have 5 stacks. So that's a success. So I've noticed I've started having problems with filming and didn't realize it until later. So here is a lot of the system for the bartering system put together. I use like Matica, so I can actually work with different things. What's great is that you can also lock your schematic and just make some different settings there. So if I unlock it, that means I can move it around. And you see on this, the schematic didn't have the dried gas as part of the setup. So just holding Alt, you can move the schematic, left and right depending on the direction you're facing. So just make sure you're in the placement mode and do that. And I think my screen is messed up for the rest of this video. So I'm just going to have to deal with that a little bit later. But yeah, so I just get it moved in the right position and then just lock it up again. So what's neat about it is, for the most part, it can tell you where to put your items, like buttons. It will be picky if you are using a different type of button. But as far as like the general direction that you're working with, it's pretty helpful that way. That turning off the schematic, like in this case, is sometimes easier. If you got the pattern down, you can easily just run through like this. So the difference here is we've got AB filters going across here, and these are set up so they can hold 63 and 62 items. So it takes care of any overflow that you might get with big batches coming in from the piglins. Hello, MochaLover.
Hi!
Hey, I'm so glad that you could help me.
Yeah, I'm glad I could be here too, although I find doing this staircase extremely precarious, and I'd rather be working on Downton right now.
All right, all right. But it really helps for you to do that. So we got this rail
Sure.
system, and this is going to collect the piglins that we're going to barter with. And it's going to get us all the resources we need for Downton.
Oh, alright.
So the collection area here is where the piglins are going to spawn. We just need a way to funnel them over to our collection area. And there's going to be a dispenser to put carved pumpkins on them, just to keep the mob count down. So, all right, very excited, getting ready to start testing this. Ignoring this mess right now with Lightmatica, it's angry with me. You can see that MochaLover put the stairway all the way up, and that leads us up here to where the collection system is. So let me just hop up here real quick, and yep. I'm gonna have to turn off this. So the piglins all land in here, and the gold ingots will drop in there, and that's where we get all of this stuff. There we go. So yeah, big space, over 200 blocks high, and that's where those piglins are going to be. Here is just collecting the piglins, put on carved pumpkins, so that way they are not included in the mob count. And oh man, they're shooting me. Oh, and I didn't power this. Come on. And he shot me again. Go. All right. So now I got him here. I tried to avoid getting shot. And what I need to do is get my furnace. So I'm some type of fuel. Now I've never done this before, so let's see. I'm gonna put this together. And yeah, perfect. That's just gonna push the piglin all the way up there. So just gonna follow him. Just watch that going. Go all the way up to the top, and let's see if he lands in there. Bam. All right. And yep, so coming. Perfect. Come on. Now the goal is to get 23 of these guys into the collection area. Okay. Spit out. And one done. All right. Mocha?
Yes.
Now that we got this all together, now I need you to help me test this. So I need you to come up to the kill chamber.
Alright.
Come on. Here we
I'm
go.
coming. That doesn't sound ominous at all.
All right, so here's the collection system. That on, and perfect. So that's going to slide there. Let me check and make sure that it's working up there. So you can see, let's see, yeah, there you go. So that slime block and that other stuff is running. So that's perfect. So go ahead and get the sword.
Alright.
And I'll turn on the golden carrots. And yeah, you go ahead and get set up.
Okay, getting it. Having a little technical difficulty.
There you go. Left click it, remember?
Uh-huh.
All right, so flip this lever, and then that's going to point down. And so now that's going to be sending the gold ingots across. Okay, you attacking?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. What? Why did that fall there? Okay, the piston isn't moving. Really? All right. So apparently, it wasn't clear where I was supposed to put this lever. I had a sign though. So what I'll do, I'm gonna put this over on the other side. Over here, just hang on. All right. So now we flip the switch. Let's see. Does it move? Yes. Okay. I got that fixed. So that part's good. All right. So you can see here, now we're collecting stuff. So the goal here is to let it run for a minute or two But with Mocha up there, I can just let her continue to work, and I'll just
Oh yeah.
put all the items in. So that, jump down, I got to put in each of these items. So can't get to it through the glass. Okay, on around the side, and boom. All right. So that's probably as much as I can collect. So what you can do is, I know that, let's see, blackstone is on this side. So just put a little bit of blackstone in to get that primed and ready to go. And you can just see like it's got one item in there for the filter. So these are very efficient, with it set up this way. And then the second one is 2. So then we can look at that. And just using like Matica, you can just see what items are in each of them. So you can just keep adding to that. So gravel, specter arrows, and so on. I have done some serious AFK, and I have spent a ton of time letting this stuff run. So I haven't had a chance to show how this farm works exactly with the auto clicker mod that I've been using. So yeah, just show that real quick here. So by pressing O, it allows you to get this menu. And so it is definitely something I've learned to make sure that you turn it off when you're not using it. And so for this farm, you want to click a sweeping edge sword at the armor stand here with every 11 game ticks. So we activate it, we turn spamming on true, and when that's set, then this can determine the delay between each click. And I just have the cooldown on this, so that way all this stuff is handled here. And then for the right click for golden carrots, I just turn that on with spamming true. And I just set a 1 tick delay, which is enough for that to work because 0 is off, as you see on that little bit, and 1 is on. So 1 plus is on with a delay on it too. So just turn these guys off because that typically causes me problems. And yeah, there's just a ton of piglins here. So I have the turn sound off. That will make it a much better experience. It was starting to be too loud even for me, being right up here. So, all right, so this is what the whole thing is about. It is to get set up and be making gold, but then to be getting items. So I'll be honest, this is run for many hours, not just a little bit of a one. So let's just see what those results are. And yeah, let's go from there. On a side note, I figured out what my technical issues were. I switched to a different monitor and then everything got askew. So it's nice to have my all my screen being displayed properly. First things first, I found that I just have to have my items off to the side because you can't risk having your items, if you will die. And I haven't totally spawn-proofed everything, so I just have to make sure that my Elytra and everything's all available there. So then that's working. All right, so on the farm, I have it set up here. It just, in some ways, it makes it so much easier to just go down the stairway. It's also perfect for piglins. How did you get there? And from what and how? Seriously, bud. So dangerous. Is he just hiding from me? Like, gee. Oh, there's another one. All right, so I don't have that perfectly set up. Yeah, I know. Come on. Bring it. Whoo-wee. All right, so here we go. We've got our system. So over here, we start out with the blackstone, and I have almost 2 full rows of shulker boxes, and that's pretty cool. Whoa. Okay. And this second box is, catching anything that gets through. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so my gravel has done just as good. Looking at my gravel for that overflow, that's nice. Just way too many spectral arrows. That's kind of sad. One thing of iron ingots. The overflow didn't fill up. We got another brick. Soul sand, which is another quartz, leather, string, got a good decent amount there. Crying obsidian, and only one of the obsidian, still nice. I've got fire charges and ender pearls. So ender pearls is actually pretty decent. And then this is where the dried gas is. Looking at this, I am going to take anything that doesn't have more than one really shulker box or less. I'm just going to have it just empty into the chest. And I can do the earlier thing that I did with the shulker box at the bottom, and I can just fill it up, and I have plenty of overflow. So definitely can do that here. The fire charges, obsidian, each of these things can be done there. So let me show the shulker boxes up above. But more important is just looking over at this. So using Lightmatica, there's an option for using I, and this is the same as the auto clicker, so got to be careful of that. But if you press I, you can see all of the dried gas that are in here. So it's producing, it's just not a lot, and there's no need for more than this, so that'll be okay. Otherwise, just a good way to troubleshoot. And there you have it. This is the one upgrade I've been thinking about for several weeks, and it is actually really great. And you can use a lot of gold for different things like golden apples, or if you want to make golden carrots and other things like powered rails. So I am in a great spot there. But these guys are great. They are giving me plenty of resources. The blackstone, the gravel, these things are all things that I can use a lot of. The ender pearls are, something that's going to be nice. And I can supply my farms now with string and several other things. So I think that puts me in a good spot with that. And that is the goal. So these upgrades, sometimes they're, are little things, sometimes they're big things. I'm just excited to have the super smelter up and running. And that leaves a lot to go there. With all of that, I'm just going to call that a wrap, and bye. Oh, get away. Somehow I upset him. I don't even know why. All right, come here, little piggies. Come here. Gonna get you. Hey, guy. What do you got for me? Got some good... What? Come back. First time using this furnace. What? Fine. All right. Gonna try again. Move. Come on. All right. One more time. Okay. Add fuel. Goodbye.
I can't believe it. I was AFKing, and then next thing I know, I was killed by this guy.
All right. I got him. Watch this. There. Come on. Come on. And... Ah!